Hello and welcome to Hampton Roads Business Live. In this segment, my guest today is Dr. Kimberly LeHew from drkimberlylehew.com. And welcome and thank you for visiting us today.
Thank you for having me, Rory.
Tell us a little bit about, I know that you are a chiropractor.
Yes.
And that you are starting another chapter.
Yes.
In your entrepreneurial quest,
Right.
And because you've been in Virginia Beach for a while,
Right,
and so you're here to talk to us about the next chapter. And could you just kind of define that for us a little bit?
Yes. Well, I had a chiropractic business. I was licensed in acupuncture, but I also did a lot of nutritional consulting and testing. What I've done is I've branched off into what my true passion was, because I've studied nutrition long before chiropractic. And so drkimberlylehew.com is an extension of the cleansing and purification programs that I offered in my business. That's what I truly love. I saw great results, and it's just something I would study and learn even if I wasn't, in this field or in the, working as a chiropractor.
Okay, so you actually did acupuncture as well as
Yes.
chiropractic.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Okay.
Acupuncture is another way to help the body heal itself.
Right, right. Okay. Now, you deal in holistic medicine or holistic treatments and things. Could you define what holistic means? Because people have different ideas about what that word means.
Right, right. Holistic is encompassing the whole body. To me, it means mind, body, soul. And I'll go into what the healthcare model is, because that's really important to me too, because I express this to my patients, that it's not just about feeling good, but it's all things that encompass your life and who you are. And so, holistic health to me is taking all those components and, getting them to the best possible way that, where you're healthy and thriving and lots of vitality in your life.
Okay, without a lot of drugs, I guess.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
okay,
If there is a place for medicine, and I appreciate what doctors offer. However, if you can go into a conservative approach and try things that work with your body, because the body has an innate intelligence that it can heal itself, and so giving it that opportunity is, how I like to live first.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a smart thing to do too, if you can avoid the medicines.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about your website and the services you offer then.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us what service you offer. I know it's a big topic, but go ahead.
It is. Okay, well, Dr. Kimberly LeHew, again, it's based off the standard process 21-day purification program. So I offer the standard process cleanse with 4 sessions, and that is your basic learning and teaching about eating. And there's so much to that, because when patients come in, I always have them bring in a diary. And they'll say, like the last 7 days they've eaten, and they'll say, I eat pretty healthy, but here it is. Well, it's usually, it's really far from that. And what people think is healthy to eat is, or combinations of eating, isn't. And so I try and, educate them on digestion and what's good for their body is another thing. And that's, when you're going through the 21-day purification program, you learn so much about your body, because how you process food and how I process food is going to be 2 different things. Mm-hmm. So it's learning about you. And so the programs are very individualized. And, I could have a patient come in with high blood pressure going through a divorce, as opposed to someone who's very happy but hormonal problems. Those are 2 completely different ways that I'm going to handle, that person.
I was going to ask you if the
cleanse.
treatment is the same or is it different for everybody?
The cleanse is the same with a few minor tweaks that the individual can pick, but definitely it's very individualized as to what and how I approach each patient. So I have the cleanse with the 4 sessions. That's the most basic. Then I have the cleanse with 8 sessions. That's when I get into the whole healthcare model, which we'll talk about.
Okay.
And then I have my VIP day. A VIP day is a full day with me, and we start out, we'll do some type of exercise, a walk in the park or on the beach, and that's an hour for me to get to know my patient and to see where they're coming from and what their health challenges are. And then after that, we'll go through a health assessment where we go through all the systems in the body and see what their history is there. We do something called soul artwork, in which we make an outline of the body, of where you're at, where you want to be in 6 months, or where you want to be in a year. And we discover blocks, beliefs, and patterns that you have that are keeping you where you are, and what comes out during the process is a way to get you to your goal. It's a really interesting process. It's called soul art, and I learned that up in Canada, and it's been a blessing to me to use that to evolve. So I offer that to my patients.
Okay.
Also in that day is acupuncture, where I balance the meridians, and then also we do energy work. There you have big energy centers in the body, and I tell you and teach you about that, and I also balance them and teach you how to balance them for yourself.
I see. Okay.
And this is all sprinkled with fresh, green, organic juices and organic lunch. It's just a beautiful day. It's a great way for someone to really take care of themselves, learn a lot. They walk away with the cleanse. We have 6 sessions as a follow-up to make sure they are supported and they stay on track, and they have a definite plan to get to where they want to go. It's a great day.
Okay, so at the end of this program, or the different, whichever one they chose, what do patients, can they expect out of this? So if someone's coming to you, well, I'll tell you what, let's start with this. What kind of, because you mentioned a little bit, but what kind of problems do you see people coming to you with that this would address, and then what could they expect? So let's start with what kind of people, what kind of symptoms will they have that you think this would be a good fit for?
Wow.
That's probably a huge...
It is a big question. I would say one of the first things they notice is digestion gets improved. People think that gas or burping or belching or bloating is kind of normal, because people kind of just go through that, and you can see the ads on TV always targeting those symptoms. But once you start to eat right and you get your bowels, working, and you have the right flora and the enzymes and the hydrochloric acid in the stomach is functioning properly, you don't have those symptoms. So I think that's one thing that when they come in, it's kind of advertised as a liver cleanse, small intestine, large intestine, and kidney. However, digestion is definitely one of those things that it improves that they notice. But they'll come in with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, hormones are out of whack.
And then what, after the cleanse, is that something that gradually improves, or is that something they see a rapid improvement?
Well, I'll tell you what just happened. This is a real patient just in the last couple of days. I got a text from him. He'd finished the cleanse 4 weeks ago, a month ago, and saw his doctor for his blood work. His blood pressure has gone to a normal, healthy rate, and his cholesterol has come down. He's now off his statin drug. This is this is really, people can control their health with their diet, and I mean, that's what I love about it, is because the transformation they get from the day they start to when they finish is really great. They really see the difference.
And it starts with a food diary that they bring into you.
Yes.
And then from that you can help tailor this cleanse and this program.
Well, they come in telling me how they normally eat. The cleanse is kind of set. You have to follow the cleanse 21 days. However, with the cleanse, you're eating as much fruit and vegetables as you like, and then you have the protein source, which is the shakes, and then there's supplements to help detoxify the liver. However, after that, there's a transition period where that's where the coaching comes in to individualize it. I'm not trying to make someone a vegan or someone a raw foodist. It's working with them. And so they don't feel deprived, but they learn to live so that they're healthy, but they're, I call it the 70-30. 70% is good, healthy food. Your body recognizes it comes from Mother Earth. It's good, nourishing food. The other 30% is what you don't want to give up. If you want to drink coffee.
I think I got those reversed.
Oh, well, I can help you, Roy.
Yeah, I think I got that. You wouldn't want to see my diary.
Oh, yes, I do. I love a good challenge.
Okay. So, all right, I have here, what do you see the patient's role in healthcare today is? Is that taking a more active role in their own health?
It really does. To go into a doctor's office and ask them about your body and how to live with your body is a disservice to yourself. You really have to be
I was getting that from you. So,
yes, you have to be your own health advocate.
Right,
okay.
Sure. And here, in this here, what if you're not on a spiritual path?
Well, I didn't touch on that. Yes, because in the cleanse, a lot of it is personal transformation, because the opportunity's there. When you're starting to change your diet, You take food out of someone's life, all of a sudden their little security blanket, or when they overeat because of emotional things coming up, that's gone. So things start to bubble up. If they're willing and they want to, I nurture them through that and work with them. And that comes from some of my background in eating disorder work and spiritual psychology and that type of thing. Not that I'm saying I'm a psychologist by any means, but there's tools that I have to help them through that and nurture them through that. So the spiritual aspect is really, to me, they organically go together. And that's why I married them together. I didn't mention that in the beginning, but it's cleansing the physical body, but also, if you're willing and you want to, cleansing that emotional, spiritual part, because it is who you are,
Right.
you know. And I think when you become your authentic self, and your outside life reflects that, you're in a really healthy place. It's when people, they want to do something else, but they want to, but they're doing something that they don't want to do. Does that
Right.
make sense?
Yeah, right.
They have a disconnect and
Right.
a fighting, and that causes health problems.
Right.
And that's a whole nother story, which
Yeah.
I'll definitely talk about on my website. I'm going to blog each week. I'll be discussing different topics, mind, body, soul, and so I'll definitely be
Well,
hitting
it's
on
certainly
that.
it's a very interesting field. I've been doing quite a bit of reading on different topics like this, about this, and certainly in meeting you, I perused your website a little bit. So, yeah, it is very interesting, and it's amazing the scientific studies and all that back this stuff up, and it's not like it's frou-frou medicine or something anymore.
Right.
It's accepted, and it's certainly something people can look into. Let me ask you this on the business side of things. Have you always wanted to be in business for yourself?
Yes. And I knew that because I wanted to live by my rules and by how I wanted to live my life. And, entrepreneurs, it's the year, that's the time, the century for entrepreneurs. It's going to become more and more. And to me, that means doing something that you're passionate about.
Right.
Because, when you're in business, things can get hard, or money can be
Tell me.
tight, and
Right.
it can get slow. But if you're passionate about it, it's like a recharged battery constantly. You don't
Right.
need to do much other than rely on that passion to fuel you through
And it's
those
not
hard
like
times.
going to work every day. You look
Absolutely,
forward
right.
to it,
Right.
and it's not like a job.
Right, because
so.
when you are putting in those long hours and doing things that you particularly maybe don't want to do because you are passionate about it, makes it so much easier,
Oh, yeah.
so much more fun.
So what was the hardest thing that you found about, or surprising thing that you found about being in business? What surprised you?
I think right out of chiropractic school, when I said I was going to open my practice right out of school, and there was a lot of, are you sure you want to do that? And shouldn't you work with another doctor for a while and kind of figure it out type thing? I mean, luckily for me, I got into a practice management course for chiropractors. Actually, it was a big group, and they were very successful doctors. And with that, I had mentors. I had procedures in place that I knew I was going to do, and it just helped me. I just knew I could do it. You have to believe in yourself too. You have to.
So for people thinking about being in their starting their own business in whatever it is, what three pieces of advice would you give them?
Well, one is, if you're going to open your business, be passionate about it, just like we said.
Right.
It's so important. If you're going into a business for money, you'll get tired, you'll get burnt out, it won't be as fulfilling. And as I see in my practice, people that aren't fulfilled in all the areas of life, if they're just going for the dollar, they end up being sick at some point. There's a lot of wealthy people out there, but they're not happy.
Right.
So your health is your wealth. If you really need to take care of all those parts of my healthcare model, which is your mind, number one, your spiritual health, your physical health, relationships, the environment you're in, take care of your career, your finances, have a creative life, and have a great sex life. And all those things make up a healthy person, along with an attitude or a philosophy of living that's based on love when you can. I know some people might frown at that if they're in a dark place, but it's something to strive to, and you can work your way up there.
Right.
Having pleasure in your life, service. to others, and gratitude for what you have.
Oh, that's good philosophy.
That's my healthcare motto.
Wow, and I didn't even tell you I was going to ask that. That's pretty good. So,
Well,
you obviously believe that because it came off the top of your head. So that was
well,
good.
the thing is, in like the VIP day and in the detox program where there's 8 sessions, I handle the mind, the spiritual, and the body. So the first 3. The other ones, I'm not an expert in those fields, but I
Right.
have great resources and tips and ways to steer them to help them in those areas.
Well, that's cool. It's extremely interesting, and it's a up and coming field that's getting more not I shouldn't say accepted, but more advanced in what it can offer all the time,
Right.
because there's more and more things being discovered between mind and body and everything.
Oh, yes.
I see that happening quite a bit. All right, so for our viewers, you have a limited time offer that you're wanted to extend, and I'll just let you tell them about that. So.
Okay, so my VIP day, which is $2,200, what I'm offering for Hampton Roads and for the people here is $4,000, and that'll be starting in August. So I have August, September, October for 3 months. I will be offering that service.
All right, so the details for that offer will be on this page, on the bottom of this page. It's a limited time offer, so you can check that out. And I encourage everybody to check out the site, which is
DrKimberlyLeHew.com.
Okay, and that's just DR.
Yes, no periods in between.
Okay, okay, all right. So look that up, and the link for that's below too. And I thank you so much for
Thank you so much for
coming
having
in
me.
today and taking time to do that. And I wish you great success.
Thank you.
So check it out.
Thank you, Bye, Rich.